everybody. I'm Christy, your Building and Grounds Chair, and welcome to this old rectory. Okay, let me tell you a little bit about this building first. It was put up in 1905, designed by John Hula, a parishioner at the time. And it's done in sort of the Tudor style, I guess you would say. Has a stone basement, which we'll see, brick on the first floor, and then the second and third floors are wood and stucco. Sort of was quite a fancy building in its time. It was designed for a maid to live in as well, since one of our earlier rectors, before this rectory was built, his wife complained that when he came here, we had not provided a maid to help his wife. So you'll see inside their maid quarters as well. Now, we all know that God lasts forever, but not anything of this world. And this rectory now is about 125 years old and has had minimal attention over the decades, as you might expect. So we will take a tour of the inside. You will see many things. When we go inside, the place looks great, thanks to Reverend and Mrs. Applegate's decorations. But don't take that as a fact. We are going to lift the petticoats of style and design and lay bare the essentials for you. Christy, I'm back again, your Buildings and Grounds Chair. Today we're going to talk about the exterior of the rectory. Okay, let's talk about the exterior of the rectory first. Again, going back to 1905. Windows, for instance. If you take a look right here, this is rotted away. All the windows are single pane glass. They're original to the house. They've been here 125 years. And believe me, if you've seen one, you've seen them all. Let me tell you that. Other issues are up top. Brickwork with steel lintels. These are pieces that are put under the brickwork to hold it up. Over time, they are like all of us. They expand as they get older and rust and push apart the brickwork, break it apart. That's another problem. All these lintels are in bad shape. And as you've seen up above, massive trouble with woodwork and stucco, all in need of close attention. Hi, I'm back, Christy, your Buildings and Grounds Chair. Today we're going to just talk about general cosmetics in the house. Finishes, woodwork, things like that. Everything that is very, very tired. Okay, we're going to look at some details on the first floor. And this is consistent throughout the house. You will notice woodwork, overpainting. All this woodwork has never been treated for any kind of refinishing. These radiators are all going to come out as part of the new system, which means we will have to patch in and repair the floor. I hesitate here, my friends, to pull down this blue tape because behind it there's nothing. There's no wall at all, no plaster. It all fell out years ago. So this is a ham bone repair to keep the cold air out. And then lastly, again, typical here, you can look, these windows need refreshment, the interior woodwork. If you look at this sill, it's virtually has no varnish or anything like that. So this is all we're talking here about cosmetics. We all like to leave our houses looking nice. We want this house to look nice when someone comes in. If you look here, the entire window frame is rotting. We have Gorilla bars here. I don't know how old they would be. And look, suddenly it's 1930. Chain risers, not very often seen and way outdated. Single pane glass. Some of these windows are actually broken. Interesting historical piece here. A lock. This is how you kept bad boys out. You flip this. So you can open it. Of course, there's no air conditioning. You won't open your window. But if you flip this out, the window only opens that high. No bad boy can get in through that. Okay, we're downstairs, and help me, I need relief. This is the bathroom that would be available for the public or anyone else. And if you look, of course, we have a stool, but no sink, particularly in this time of COVID, or heaven help if someone had an accident while they were in there. We need a sink. Good. Hello, everybody. I'm Christy, your building and grounds chair, and welcome to this old rectory. Hello again. I'm happy to say it's not all doom and gloom here. Both bathrooms on the second floor have been recently redone and are beautiful. Now I'm standing in the reverend's part of the house. There used to be a door here, believe it or not. And now I've walked into the maid's quarters, as I told you about earlier. Her bathroom was here. She would get up and go downstairs in the back here that are now gone. And these were her quarters. Okay, we're upstairs now. And I'm thrilled to say that suddenly it's 1955. Triple track windows, the go-to style of the 50s. It worked somewhat to help keep out the cold, but you know what? I am cold. I want to close this window. Oh, I can't even close this window. It won't even shut. Maybe I should finish breaking the glass here and just hammer it closed. Very glad we have this blind here because it hides a multitude of horrible things. Let's take a look. Ooh. Here you see another wonderful window. Now this is one of the most famous windows. Oh, this still even has ropes for raising and lowering. Up it goes. Again, the triple tracks. Right here you'll see some infill. We did this just a few months ago because before that I could put my hand right through the windowsill and right to the outside. There was no windowsill at all. That's one of the main problems with all these windows. We believe they're so compromised that there's probably structural issues with the house framing as well inside. We won't know that until we actually open them up. But if anyone would like this window, I'll save it for you. Okay, we're in the master bedroom now, and appropriate to the era, when the Reverend arose, he wanted his coffee and breakfast. He would push the button and summon the maid. Christy, Buildings and Grounds. Today we're going to talk about heating and cooling, how the place stays hot in the winter and doesn't really stay cold at all in the summer. All right, okay. Now we're going to talk about HVAC. Now some of you may know what that means, heating, ventilating, and air conditioning. But here we're dealing with, help, a very ancient contraption. This is our furnace. Probably put in, those of you who are old enough to notice the color of the paint, I would guess, in the early 1960s. It's been operating for over 50 years. We are going to propose to remove this entire system. It's steam heated, it leaks, the whole system. In fact, I'd like to go to CVS and buy some Depends, giant size, for this system. We have so much trouble with steam leaks. It would be replaced with modern system of forced air heating and integral air conditioning for the whole house. Stephen Christy back again, your Buildings and Grounds Chair. Today we're going to talk about structural issues, the very foundation of holding this shack up. Okay, here we are in the basement, and you can see here the stone foundation of the building. Now, we've all been taught that Jesus is the wellspring of the world, but we have our own wellspring right here. Take a look. This foundation is so full of holes that whenever it rains, water comes pouring into the basement through the cracks in these old stones. So this all needs to be repaired as well. Now, we all have been taught as well that Christ is the firm foundation. But in this case, we are looking at, as Abraham Lincoln said, a house divided on itself cannot stand. These are the support columns for the building. They hold up the whole center of the rectory. Do I have trouble or not? Whoa. They're rotted away completely. There's no support at all. That's why we emergency jacked everything up and put in a temporary support structure to hold the whole building up. Major problems here. All right, we're in another part of the basement. The origin of the Rat Hotel that used to be down here before we cleaned out the whole basement. You can see the Rat Interstate Highway right here. Again, foundation problems that need to be addressed. All these holes need to be filled. Okay, we all know it's difficult for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle. But let's take a look at our windows again. It's very easy for me to pass through and miraculously go completely outside. Again, serious window problems. Hello everybody. I'm Stephen Christy, your Building and Grounds Chair, and welcome to this old rectory. Okay, we're on the third floor now, and we're advancing in time. Suddenly, it's 1965. Check out this beautiful paneling here. Oh dear. All this needs to come down and be replaced. These railings don't meet any kind of code. People would plunge to their deaths in no time up here. That's got to be changed out too. Come on over here. Let's go. Come on in. And this is the final area of the attic. Again, completely uninsulated. We're proposing to insulate the whole second and third floor since it has none at all. And again, replace windows such as this one. Okay, my friends, we've concluded our tour of this sad, unhappy rectory. And nothing will be done to help it without your help. And also, I want to thank the help we're getting from our professionals. Just as John Hula designed the original building, another parishioner, Larry Diekman, is going to head up the completion of the renovation, along with Ed Torres, who will handle our landmark issues with the building. So I want to close with just one story that is about the aviary. Believe it or not, about 15 years ago, we had an aviary here. Dozens of sparrows living in the south wall of the building. We closed those up, and in conclusion, we don't want any more birds back. All we want is a new rector. Thank you.